What's up guys, Marcus here, back to post another video after being about a month off. And because as you guys know, I said in my last video that I got a job a couple of months ago, and I've been real busy with that and with school, so I haven't had much time to do anything. And whenever I'm not doing work or school, I've been playing that lately, Battlefield 3. So if anybody has Xbox on here, hit me up sometime so we can play, because I don't know of anybody that does. But yeah, I've said that I haven't had time to watch everybody's videos, but over the past few weeks I've been catching up on them, and I haven't been commenting on all of them. I've done on a few, but for the most part I've just been watching, and I haven't been commenting and going and checking out everybody else's videos. But just so you guys know, I have been watching, and I'm working on checking out the ones that I haven't already, and I'm going to try to be commenting on those more. But I just made a video, the one that I'm doing right now, but I ran out of time, so I decided to not try to jam pack it all into one, and I'll just go ahead and do two parts, because I have a shitload of metal CDs and stuff to show you guys, because I haven't bought any vinyl recently. I don't have any vinyl to show today, but because I've been saving up to try to buy a car. And here in about a month I should have enough money, and then after that I won't be saving up for anything. So then in about a month I can start buying some more vinyl again. But in between paychecks and stuff, I've just been picking up CDs here and there. So I'll go ahead and show you guys what I've been getting. And what you're listening to right now is the new CD by Five Finger Death Punch. And this is their album American Capitalist, which came out 2 or 3 weeks ago. And this is some amazing stuff. I saw these guys with Hatebreed and All That Remains on Saturday, and it was the most crazy fucking concert I've been to. But as you can hear now, it's pretty heavy stuff. It's got some singing to it. It's not metalcore. I'd call it heavy metal. I just call it a straight up heavy metal album. It's got some how do I say this? It's one of those bands that has songs that just gets you pumped and you just want to like beat the shit out of somebody whenever you listen to it. But that's what it is, just heavy shit with some singing blended in. Really great stuff. I'd recommend checking this out all the way. And the best song on here to me is the one playing right now. It's called Under and Over It. So definitely check out that song, and check out the whole album, because there's not one bad song on here. Next up, I got the album Colony by In Flames, which is has been one of my favorite bands for a while now. And In Flames is one of the first metal bands I started to get into back when I was first getting into metal. I heard some of their newer stuff first, and then I had to go back and find the stuff like this and all the stuff from the late 90s and early 2000s. Excuse me, but this is Colony. This is a great album, every song on here. And I love all of In Flames stuff, but I just wish their new stuff would go back to the style of this and stuff like the Jester Race, Clayman, stuff like that. But next up, I got these next CDs I'm going to be showing you guys are I got all of these from one guy on eBay. He combined shipping on all of them, so I got all of them for about $4 or $5, because they were only like 50 cents, and combined shipping they were all really cheap. So first up, I picked up Iowa by Slipknot, and you guys know I have this on vinyl, and I did have the CD too, but whenever I was switching rooms here a few months ago, whenever I was moving all my CDs and shit in here, I couldn't find it. I don't know what happened to it, but this was really cheap, so I went ahead and picked that up, so now I got that back in my collection finally. And speaking of Slipknot, I also picked up this DVD, and this is Disaster Pieces. And what this is I believe from London. It's a live show from London back in 2002, and yeah, just one show from London, really badass stuff. And being from 2002, they only played songs from their first album and Iowa. So you got all the heavy shit. It's a badass concert. It's their best DVD. Definitely check that out if you can find it anywhere pretty cheap. Well worth it. One of the best live performances I've seen on DVD. Alright, and going along with the rest of these CDs, I finally got a chance to get Las Exorcisto Devil Music Volume 1 by White Zombie. I've been trying to get this for a while now, but I've just been waiting to see if I could find it anywhere for cheaper, and I finally did, so it's great to finally get that in my collection. Love White Zombie. This next one is a band called Blood Simple, and this is their album A Cruel World, and it sucks because it doesn't have the normal case or the album cover or anything. But I found out about these guys through the band Roadrunner United, if you guys are familiar with them. And one of the songs, well, it's not a band, but you know what I mean, the Roadrunner United CD. But one of the songs on their Army of the Sun, one of my favorite songs, I didn't know who the singer was, and I loved the singing in that song. And so I looked him up and found out he was the singer of a band called Blood Simple. And I checked these guys out about a month ago, and they're pretty sweet, I guess, hard rock, metal band. And like I said, this is A Cruel World. I've only listened to about half of it so far, but what I have listened to is some pretty cool stuff. These next 4 CDs are from one band, and it's the band As I Lay Dying, for you guys who are familiar with them. Starting off with their not first album, but I think their first major release, and this is Frail Words Collapse, and this is my my favorite album by them. Back whenever I didn't even like metal, and where I was like just barely starting to get into it, I heard the song Elegy from this album, and that's one of the first songs that got me into metal. And after that, I've loved As I Lay Dying ever since. And like I said, I've been listening to these guys for a while, but I just never had any of their stuff on CD or vinyl, so it's good to finally get these in there. And next up, this is their 2005 release. This is Shadows Are Security, and this would be my second favorite album from them. Again, every song on here is great, not a bad one, well worth checking out. And next up, 2007 release, another CD without a cover. Pisses me off, but this is An Ocean Between Us. Again, like the other two, not a bad song on here in my opinion. And this is whenever they had songs that were like getting other people more into them that didn't know about them that much. But yeah, everything on here is cool. Next up, their latest release, well, not their latest release, but I think a week ago, last Tuesday, they came out with their album Decas, which is like it's like a 10th anniversary thing. I don't really consider it to be I guess a full-blown album, because it's only got like 3 new songs on there, and the other stuff is just remixes and stuff like that. But this is their 2010 release, their last full release, and this is The Powerless Rise. And I couldn't get into this one as much as I could the other ones, but it's not a bad album, but definitely the earlier stuff's a lot better. But that's The Powerless Rise. And next up, damn, I should have shown this one first. This is Megadeth's new album. This is 13, and what a phenomenal album this is. This is going along the lines of their last release, which was Endgame in 2009, I believe. Same kind of style of music. It's just like after listening to Endgame, you could listen to Endgame all the way through and then put this on right after, and it sounds like the perfect follow-up to Endgame. And yeah, there's not a bad one on here, but my favorite song is Public Enemy #1 from this album. Great stuff. Definitely beats the shit out of Lulu, which sold 13,000 copies in its first week, after Death Magnetic sold 500,000 in 3 days. But yeah, go on to part 2 after this.